Hi everyone, welcome to Krista's Curated Life. I am Krista and I'm a part-time reseller on websites like Poshmark and eBay. Today is a what sold video. We are going to be going over what sold the week of October 12th through the 18th. Things are slowing down a little bit. Not too bad, but I can kind of sense that it's happening a little bit. So let's hop on into our numbers. I had a total revenue of $601.91, a profit of $415.07, with an average sales price of $28.66. Not bad. And I made 23 sales. So let's start with this cool Interceptor fleece vest. I did get this at a regular Goodwill. It sold on Poshmark for $25. I did have $8.99 into it. It's funny because I was off on the side, like sorting the clothes and stuff. And I saw this woman try on the vest and then put it on the go back rack. And I was like, I will take that. So I did pay up for it a little bit, $9, knowing that I'm only going to get 25 for it. It was only listed for 11 days though. So I made $11. That just personally I knew would be a quick sale. Next on the 12th, this is an Anthropologie Pilcro sweater. It is a cowl neck, which is harder to sell. I did have this one for 127 days, which is longer than I like to keep things. It was an extra large, but it was in really good condition. It sold on Poshmark. I believe someone offered me $20 on it, which I accepted. Got that at the bins, so I took home 14. Next, this is a John Smedley sweater. It was 100% extra fine merino wool. I don't know that I would say that this is a Bolo brand. Honestly, maybe it is. This had like a little wear on the V of it. I don't know that I noticed it until I was photographing. So I just reduced the price and it still sold after, oh, wow, I had that for a lot longer than I thought I did. Yikes. It sold for $19.47, which was my offers to watchers. It sold after 183 days. So not a Bolo, probably. Or I priced it wrong. Or I sold a flawed item. It really could be all of the above. I made $11.41. Next is a Craft women's base layer. Craft is an outdoors brand. As I said many times, I live in Minnesota, so I stumble across a lot of outdoor items. And so this one sold after 65 days. I do have to say that this was purchased on eBay like a few days after I listed it, and it was returned for fit. This didn't have a good sell-through rate, but I find that a lot of outdoor brands can sell decently well, even if the sell-through rate isn't phenomenal. So it sold after 65 days for $18, which isn't great, but I ended up taking home $12.40. The next sale on the 12th is a bundle. This is a Free People back on top puff sleeve smock crop top. I have so many of these. I got these like kind of wholesale, and this one was the first one to sell. Actually, maybe the second. I have a bunch of extra smalls, but I sold like a large. So if you like the style shirt, I have so many of them. Feel free to visit one of the links below. It sold in the bundle for like 30% off for $19.60. I did have $5 into that, so I took home $10.68 from that one. The next sale, actually, I would kind of say is a Bolo. It fit really well into the season. This is a vintage Rothschild girls coat. It is so cute. I did notice when this was purchased that I had this listed under boys sizing, so shame on me. But this sold after 9 days, and its sale of the bundle with 30% off is $26.60. I didn't have any cost of goods in that because my lovely mother picked that up for me at our church garage sale. And I got that listed just in time for fall. And so my total profit was $21.28. So total in that bundle, I ended up taking home $31.96. Next is a Tory Burch Sierra heeled ankle boot. I thought these were super cute. It says I had this listed for 60 days. I do think it took me a bit to cross list this onto Depop. Um, these sold for $82 and I got these at Turnstiles, so I had consignment credit for them. I know I picked these up on their 50-cent off day when they had things on like clearance this past spring because they were a winter sale. So I've had them for a while. I think if I would have, so keep in mind that I knew I was buying them with credit. Um, they sold for $82. I think I did have $40 into these if I wouldn't have if I didn't have credit, which I don't know that I would have purchased them if I didn't have credit. But I ended up making 78.11. So I still would have made $30, but I want to at least double it essentially. But yeah, Tory Burch is a little hit or miss for me. This was the first time I've ever sold their shoes. I've had good luck with like their sweaters and stuff. Next, we have a Figs Zamora jogger pants. Some people don't pick these up. I have decent luck with the Zamora joggers. This is like the standard price they sell for at, which is $16. It sold on Mercari. I ended up taking home $11.71 and they sold after 44 days. They're a little bit slower to sell, but for me, I sell every single pair, even if it has flaws to it, no matter the size. Obviously, larger sizes are better. Some like fun colors are better. I find that the navy ones are like really court colors that they wear in the medical field sell well too. So it's a little all over the place, but yeah, sold for $16 on Mercari. I think this is my only Mercari sale. And I took home $11.71. Next is a Tommy Bahama men's New England Patriot long sleeve. This had 100% sell-through rate on eBay when I got it at the bins. And by that I mean there was one available and one sold. So I was like 100%, right? I had this listed for like $20. Someone sent me an offer on Poshmark for 10 after 130 days. And I said, it's yours. I recently had a comment on my last YouTube video, and it was essentially someone said, like, oh, we have so many listings, but I'm not selling nearly as many things as you are. For most items, if I've had it over 60 days, I'm going to consider taking a lower offer unless I really know and am confident. Otherwise, like, I want things out of my inventory, I'll take a lower offer. I knew that I picked this up like in the winter time, which winter goes until March. But anyway, I knew I had this for a while. And so I just take whatever someone will offer me to get it out, get that money, something new. I mean, should I hold on to it for another 6 months so I can make an extra $5? That's not worth it to me, but that's personally my business model. So make that decision as you wish. I made $5. I would have consigned that, except I live in Minnesota and the New England Patriots don't really sell super well. Next, this is a Coolie Bar Navona City pull-on pants. This was the first time I'd found Coolie Bar pants. Coolie Bar sells for me. It doesn't always sell super fast, but when I find it at the bins, it's typically pretty lightweight, and so I do grab it. This sold after 67 days for $18. I made $13.68. Next is Eileen Fisher's women's black stretch crepe pants. I always put quiet luxury with Eileen Fisher. Eileen Fisher retails for crazy amounts. I had these pants listed for 65 days and I sold them for $22. I pick up any size Eileen Fisher and I can sell it. It doesn't necessarily sell for a lot, but I don't know that there's a piece I haven't been able to sell yet. Knock on wood. I didn't say sell high. I haven't been able to sell yet. I made $15.60 off that sale. On the 14th, I sold this Victoria's Secret VS push-up bra after 14 days on Depop. I've started cross-listing like everything to Depop right away. Only sold for $11. I made $7.95, but it sold after 14 days. Like I said, I don't do measurements for those, so those are super easy to photograph. Next on Poshmark, this is a Happiest Baby Snoo Sleep Sack. This is the second one of these that I have sold. It sold after 19 days for $15. I don't do measurements, so that was an easy one for me. I took home $10. I know some sleep sacks are worth it. I've sold, what's the brand name? Nested Bean. I believe I've talked about them in previous videos, but I do sell their sleep sacks. Kite Baby is really great. So there's like a few kids brands that I'll go ahead and sell their stuff. Otherwise, that would have been a great kids consignment piece too. Next is a Lululemon Wonder Under Train high rise tight. These were the 25-inch and they were a size 2. They sold after 14 days for $38.90. I always feel like Wonder Under is doing better than the Lululemon Align. Those are the styles that I still have really good luck with. I did get those at the bins, so I took home $36. That was one of my better sales this week. I feel like my sales are kind of lower. It is what it is. Next, we have a Kendra Scott Ava framed pendant necklace. You've heard me say this a million times. They sold after 70 days on Poshmark for $23. I'm whittling down on my supply. I did get these like on wholesale. I had so many of them, and I made $9.40. We have another bundle, a little cashmere bundle. This person lowballed me immediately, and then I countered and they accepted. So this first one is this Theory 100% cashmere cardigan and the Charter Club 100% cashmere cardigan. If I have extra space, I'll typically like to do Old Money, Quiet Luxury, Preppy, depending on what the cashmere item looks like. The Theory one sold after 23 days. The Charter Club sold after 70 days. Both sold for $23, and I got both of them at the bins. So I made $16.40 off of each, or a total of $32.80. So that one's really great. Next, we have a pair of Spire McKay men's work pants. I got these at Goodwill. I was so jazzed when I saw them because they can go for like $60. Except when I got home, I realized that the style tag had been taken out of them. And so essentially my profitability on them was lower. I sold the other one already. This was the other one to sell. And I got home with the third one and I found out I was missing its button. So it's in my death pile. A button still to be sewn on it. We live and we learn. And I just like, when I'm at a regular Goodwill, I don't know why I assume that things are in good condition. Because I'm really good at checking condition at the outlet. I don't know what comes over me. So I'm doing my best to be better. They sold after 70 days for $40. I did have $10 into them, but I still took home $22. That is a Bolo brand. Keep an eye out for it. Next, on the 17th, this is a J-Gel Fit hoodie, pullover sweatshirt. It was a 2X. This was new because I could tell that some of the tissue was like on the outside of the tassel still, but there was like a tiny spot on it that I knew would come out in the wash. I didn't want to wash it because I knew it was brand new. It sold offer to likers. The woman messaged me and she's like, hey, have you washed this yet? I was like, no, I didn't want to for reasons I just explained. And she was so sweet. She was like, great, thanks, bought it right away. I think she's already left me good feedback, which was super sweet. So it sold after 140 days, which is more than I would hope. But I did list this like the end of winter. And so it sold for $21.17. I ended up making $12.04. It's lower than I thought. So I'm rethinking that one a little bit. I just love selling J-Jill and I can't be stopped, but I should be. Next, I'm not even going to repeat myself. This is a Kendra Scott necklace. Okay, it sold for $23. I made $9.40. I'll save you the explanation on that one. Our last two sales on the 18th. This is a Jones New York cashmere sweater. It is a 2X. I put Quiet Luxury closet staple. It sold after 3 days for $25.42, which was my offers to likers. I took home $18.60. And last but not least, a Patagonia men's better sweater. This sold after 3 days for my full price of $24.90. That's what I marked like all my better sweaters at. and I made $18.26 proof. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me where I go through my sales for the week. This is one of the favorite videos that I love watching from other resellers. So I would love to hear what your guys' best favorite sale was for the week, whether it's good, bad, or something you're finally happy to get out of your closet, because I get it. There were a lot of those this week, I feel like. But if you guys would like and subscribe, I'd love to see y'all next time. Bye.